Hello everyone, welcome to the channel of Wall Street Mojo. Friends, welcome to the tutorial on equity research versus private equity. Now, this tutorial is based on a very conceptuality regarding, or you can see a dilemma solver, because an MBA who is coming out, let it be a CFA, he's always into that dilemma that what exactly you should go for, equity research, or whether you should go for private equity or investment banking, and so on and so forth. So we are over here to discuss the difference between these two. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of the same and understand what exactly goes in and around. See, equity research and private equity, they both the profession may seem to run along the same lines, but there lies a huge difference between the two of them. Equity research is all about, let me just draw things for you, a table that will be really be helpful for us to do some analysis. That is equity research and private equity. And over here some point of difference can be also be point of difference. Okay, and this you see a number. Let's begin. So both both the areas are really lucrative, but there is a huge difference. Equity research is all about, over here, is finding valuations, and you can say is researching and analyzing the listed companies and stock exchange, while private equity is all about researching. Research is a main thing in both the case, when analyzing the private companies and interpreting, you can say, interpreting your results. So in this tutorial, we'll try to point out the major differences between both the profession and make it simple for you for your comparison. So the second point, what is we'll be discussing what is equity research and what is private equity. Equity research is a part of investment banking sector and is meant for the intellectual and qualitative students. Your role as an equity research analyst would include talking to firms, traders, and brokers for discussing and sharing investment recommendation for clients. So you would also have to collect info, and research is a part and parcel of your life if you are into equity research. So basically, you would have to collect information, perform some financial statement analysis, FSA, and based on the research, you would prepare the detailed equity reports along with the complex financial models. The financial models is very important part of this relative valuation, which is known as comp valuation, or precedent transaction method. Precedent transaction method is very famous. Once again, PE ratio, PBV ratio, comparable comps, and so on and so forth. Now let's see something regarding private equity. See, a private equity analyst, he's a person who deals into research and, you can say, analysis both. Okay, but analysis of what exactly? That is my question. Of private companies using the financial modeling techniques. See, a private equity analyst, they acts as a support to the private equity companies and trading groups by providing an analytical and, you can say, asset valuation support. So asset valuation support and analytical support is one key task. The major focus is on recommending the strategies, and for the highest return on investments and balancing the equities and debt instruments. Okay, so if you wish to go into both the field, they both are lucrative, they both are really good, but it's on a personal choice to decide. Let's see some of the other details. What are the prerequisites that is required for this both the fields basically? If you see the prerequisites in case of equity research and in PE, let's see, usually CAs and MBAs are at the top of the choices of the recruiters for the position of equity research analyst, but it is not mandatory to have a commerce background. You have to master your analytical and quantitative skills over here, and you should have a strong interest in financial markets, accounting, economics. So you should also possess excellent communication skill in this particular arena. Communication skills will play a major roles. You can say, for pursuing the career in private equity, a background of commerce and finance, it is recommended. Commerce and finance is recommended, or you should be an MBA to work in this field and should have relevant skill set to handling multiple tasks, logical reasoning, analytical reasoning. So candidates with excellent verbal and written communication skills are preferred. Now let's see the employment outlook in both the case. So the employment outlook in this scenario. See, basic job roles that are part of equity research are trainee. Okay, so the very first step towards the career in equity research is being a trainee in a company. It teaches you necessary skills required for stepping into the shoes of associate, and training can be of any time period. You can say between close enough to between 6 months to 1 year. Okay, and generally it involves workshops, case studies, and lectures. The second are the associates. Training required in this is close enough to 1 year to 2 years. Okay, and they are hired as the associates are equity research analysts. They provide written reports and company opinions to the sales department of the firm. The next is senior analyst. The senior analysts. So the senior analyst is a reputed position to acquire. You would accompany the CEO of the company in the tours and advise him on the special matters. Generally, a candidate works as an associate for around for 3 years and works as a senior analyst for several years before being promoted to the position of vice president. On the similar line of career progression in the field of private equity, it involves the designations which are as follow. In case of private equity, the first one is the known as the analyst. He starts at the level of analyst. See, as an analyst, you would be supporting your team members, and your major focus will be on financial modeling, developing your analytical skills. So you're required to be an analyst for close enough to 2 years before being promoted to the position of associate. The next is associate. So over here, the experience of around 2 or more years in private equity firm would make you suitable for the position. So you can say 2 years. You would review applications, support your team members in negotiations. So negotiation will play a part over here, and execution and building contact. Execution of the plan will play a major role in this. Execution, networking, all will be major role playing drivers in this particular field. So that is it, and it requires a close enough to, you can say, 3 years of experience in this field as an associate before applying for the post of associate director. Now next is associate director. In this case, the minimum experience that is required is around 4 to 5 years and is compulsory for being an associate director. So you would be an important part of a larger transaction, and you would confine yourself to mid-market level, mid-market transaction, as an associate director. Okay, the next one is investment director. Let me write for you, investment director. So in this scenario, only those candidates who are highly experienced and are selected for this position. So as an investment director, you would play an extremely important role in basically fundraising and taking strategic decision. So over here, the experience will play a major role, and your salary, your compensation will be really high at this end. Second most important thing, only highly experienced and selected people are being selected for this role. Now let's see something related to the compensation end. Compensation. In case of compensation, talking about your career in the field of equity research, your earning as a junior analyst would range somewhere close to between $45,000 to, let's say, around $50,000 in case of equity research annually. And after or promotion as an associate, you can expect close enough to in between 65,000 to 90,000 range on the basis of your performance and experience. As in senior analyst, your I'll just write for you, senior analyst, you can expect between 1,25,000 to $2,50,000, and it will be provided, and you can earn hefty amount as a bonus, which can be 2 to 5 times of the basic compensation. While speaking of the career in the private equity, if you go to see, then the pay scale is around 40,000 to $1 lakh, and that is pretty good. As a part apart from the basic remuneration, additional benefits like bonus and other emoluments can get you a really good money. So there are some pros and cons related to both the cases. Let's see. See, as a candidate pursuing your career in the field of equity research, the pros are, you can say, you have good salary, undoubtedly. Okay, but there is ample, you can say, of ample amount of exit opportunities for work, absolutely. Opportunity for work. And the next one is stable working hours. So these are some of the pros. There are some cons related to this. Over here, it is basically a desk bound job. Okay, that is one bad thing. Longer duration of in sitting in front of the computer, sitting in front of the computer. So this is again con, and there is an interdepartmental pressure in this particular arena. In the field of private equity, your career is related to pros and cons would be as follow. The first one is, there are convenient working hours. So working hours are good. The salary is good salary, again the same over here. And there is ample knowledge to gain in this particular scenario. Okay, so ample knowledge. And there are some cons related to this, which is, you can say, in-depth study, and not much recognition is given in this particular end. Not much recognition as compared to other field. So what to choose? See, after reading the detailed analysis of both the profession, this equity research and private equity, it becomes clear that both of the options can earn you good and give you really good monetary benefits. While pursuing your career in equity research, it can bring you in the limelight. As an aspirant of the private equity sector, you would have to be compromised on the limelight factor. The private equity jobs can provide you valuable experience which can be used later if you decide to foray into other sectors. Equity research jobs are for those who have a strong liking towards the finance and financial analysis. So the decision to choose any one of the given option is extremely difficult, as both the jobs can take your career to different heights. Thank you, everyone.